There's food in there. Keep going, Mrs. Norris. Thanks to the rain, we got 2 cuts of hay this year, possibly 3. And you know what that means. Fall's on its way. It was processing week for 3 of our pigs, and we decided to leave the trailer in there for about a week and try to feed them in there to get them used to getting on the trailer, to make loading easier. When it's their turn to be out for the night, I come in the morning with feed, and then they run to their spot where they know they're getting fed. So what we're trying to do is get them used to the trailer here, even with the loading dock. But I've opened the big door and I put their food in here. But they have already run back to their pen, so that's as close as I got them today. They just don't understand why I would be feeding them over here when Lavender's been around for over a year, why I would change it now. So hopefully we'll get them used to this spot and then move them in by Saturday. We shall see. Yeah, it's working. We just got too many piglets in the way. They'll be locked up today so they don't get in the way tomorrow. This load did include Madame Pomfrey, but if you can hear her breathing, it's really for the best. You hear that? I'm sorry, girl. Keep going straight. Keep going straight. There you go. There's food in there. Keep going, Mrs. Norris. I'll get the stragglers. I'll try to get the stragglers. Okay, this pen is usually pretty good at keeping piglets in because we have sheep and goat. No, this is horse fencing, so it's 2x4 squares. So they have a hard time getting out. It's really stressful loading animals when you have an appointment to make at a certain time, but we had enough time to put these 2 calves on there and take them to auction because we had already decided to do that. Cattle market's up and these 2 are going to take too long to grow out. Go on, bud.
Keep going.
There we go.
Come on, big man. Also trying to get in. He's like running up the step.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, Pigpen. There you go, good boy. The sale barn we were going to is on the way to the processor, and since they're both over an hour out of the way, we were able to combine one trip and get it all done at once. Okay, today's mission is to put PVC down from that electrical box and then follow the ground so that we don't have to step under this. We almost always have extension cords. I got it 1.5 inches, so hopefully it'll fit the end of the extension cord, and then we can just drop down. I have to have it in PVC or up out of the way so the goats can't chew on it, because one of the other extension cords was chewed on, and I found out by electrical shock. Very tiny electrical shock. Gear is here to help me. He's here to help me cut this pipe. here's what we ended up with. Now I'm going to run the cord as fast as I can so the rabbits don't lose any fan. And if that didn't make sense, the extension cord is for the rabbit's fan, and the rabbits can overheat very quickly. Okay, it's run. Another thing I've got to address now, because nothing is as easy as one little project. It still wobbles, and I don't want them to wobble it so much out of curiosity that they pull it out of the plug. So I think I'm gonna get some pieces of rebar and stake them. Hopefully they can't move it too much. I'll give it some slack up here too, so if they do start to pull, it doesn't necessarily have to come out. Might get something that looks a little better than that. And then I just put tree stakes. Oh, just 2 of them? Oh no, they pulled up one. Okay, well, that didn't work too great. I don't know where it was. Well, it worked for a couple weeks. I need to restake that. I swear you give one out and all of them come out of the woodworks to get some. Elise, are you gonna take some or not? Elise! Okay, no, you already have one. Get away from me. It's too hot. Too hot to function. No, here, Rubes. We were waiting to mow till this goat weed came up. Goat weed does absolutely nothing for us. It's so named because not even the goats will eat it. It's also called woolly croton. Each of our baby trees has a cattle panel ring around them. That's to protect them from the cows, because cows rub on everything and they'll eat on it. It doesn't really stop them from eating it. We had trees lining our future driveway if we ever move out there. A lot of those trees died. The drought's just too rough for them, even if we go out and water. So I took a whole bunch of them apart that had dead trees in it. That way we can mow over those spots. And since Derek was already mowing, I had to go get those and bring them to the barn. Actually out to the pigs, because we always need to fix fence at the pigs. The cows will have plenty of grass. This will give the grass a chance to feed it up over the goat weed. Here's what he got done today. It looks so much better without that stupid goat weed. But a lot of people have sold off their cows because the cattle market's doing so good, and they made hay fields. So hay is really cheap right now. And luckily we have a good neighbor who lets us borrow his tractor to haul that hay. Or so we thought. This is how it normally runs. And then it started making this noise. Needless to say, I hope it's fixed before we start having to feed hay. Peppermint Patty's getting ready to have a calf. First one since January 1st. She's got slime coming out and she's making milk. But she is an old pro, so this will be our first Franklin calf. I'm excited for calves. It's the next day. She's still looking large. She hadn't had that calf yet. Hopefully it's today. I think the first day I noticed was Thursday and this is Sunday. Oh, you're still wet. In keeping with the Charlie Brown theme, his name is Snoopy. But this is about when the bull came into maturity. She had her last calf in August, so that means she just spits them out every August. She's still a good cow. She may not look good, but she's made some really good calves. Even our neighbor who's been in cows for a long time has said that. Hopefully the rest of the calves start dropping soon. It is the day after Snoopy is born, and there was a vulture over here, so I came to look really quick. I haven't seen him, but they usually hide him for a while. Like, she usually hides him for a week or almost 2, and she's looking over here. So I'm trying to see, just make sure he's alive, but I think that vulture was coming where she had it. She was already eating the afterbirth. But I think that's what it was smelling, hopefully. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't Snoopy. The first things we look for when a calf is born is that they can get up and they can nurse. And he already checked those 2 blocks. So he's somewhere where I can't find him, which is good, but...
Snoopy?
Okay, she's concerned enough to make sure I'm not gonna go get her baby that she came out, so I must be headed in the right direction. Can you see him? I see him breathing just barely through there. Let me zoom in. That's how freaking tiny these calves are. Hi, baby. Hi, Snoopy. He's okay. Okay. I'm going, Mama. You did a good job. I thought the sunrise was so pretty, but the rest of this day went pretty crappy. I had to pick up the kittens pretty early for their neuter appointment, but I kept telling them you get to spend all day in the AC. My thing with the AC is I don't want to give them something and then take it away. It's like torture, feeling the AC and then not having it. They're gonna stay in here today, and as long as they're feeling better tomorrow, then they can come out maybe in the catio, depending on how they feel. One of the volunteers there at the neuter place even helped me carry the cats and put them in the truck for me. Because he carried them out for me, I didn't really see him. I could see Mowgli because he's gray and white, but Bagheera's hard to see through that mesh on the bag. I was distracted by Mowgli being drunk and went to check on Bagheera, and I was like, hold on. I got these cats back, and one of them is not my cat. The collar says Raven. So I called them as soon as I could to make sure nobody gets my kitten. So I'm going to hopefully clear it up. I was like, he's a gray tabby. And they were all confused. I'm like, they're like, no, she got the right cat. I'm telling you, this is not him. And the collar says freaking Raven. This is the real Bagheera, except for he is pissed. He was hissing and batting at them and was making all kinds of noises. They are super drunk. Mowgli does not like Bagheera being here. It's the next day, so let me just go over what happened. I went to this low-cost neuter and spay place, and I did that because the shelter where I got them, the Humane Society, covers the cost. So, I mean, why wouldn't I? And the carriers I have are just like a soft-sided carrier, and one of them is black, and that happens to be the one that Bagheera's in. So when I got there, they gave them the little hospital bands around their neck, and they even labeled the carrier with my name so they could pull it out and, you know, put the cat in I figured since they were out of the carrier that they would have the little necklaces on the whole time, which would make sense. But apparently they cut them because cats act really weird on anesthesia. But I couldn't really see in there in the carrier. I just assumed there was a guy there that helped me to the truck. When I first saw him, I thought, man, your eyes look like teary, and I thought they put that goop on them for surgery, to not dry out their eyes. And because I thought, you look kind of weird. And then I took him home, and the cat wasn't coming out, so I was like, well, I'll just open it and let him come out. And then I started kind of petting, and I was like, this cat's all gray. And that one had a collar, or the hospital band on, and it said Raven. And I was like, this isn't my cat. And my head immediately went to, they just put my cat in a group of feral cats, and they're gonna release him somewhere, and I'll never see him again. So I called them as soon as I could, and then my mind starts playing through other things on the way, like somebody got him, and he's really sweet, so they're gonna keep him, and I'll never see him again, or they'll never find him, because there are tons of cats there, including a lot of feral cats, and he's just a gray tabby, so it's kind of hard to find him. I called them immediately, and they basically told me, no, you didn't, you got the right cat. And I was like, no, I'm telling you, I did not get the right cat. This cat's collar says Raven. And I had called them to pretty much tell them to stop giving cats out. Like, don't give anybody else their cat. I don't know what exactly I said, but I was frantic. And then I called Derek to tell him, and he was like, don't worry, they're gonna find him. He's gonna be fine. And anyway, they had just switched Raven and Bagheera in their carriers, so that lady actually was right there paying when I brought her cat back to her, and they were all like, oh, I apologize, I'm so sorry, this never happens, and 23 years this hasn't happened, which I don't really believe, but there has to be an incident that fuels the reason why, keep the collars on them or double check the cats or something. And I didn't know, with him being a gray tabby, I wouldn't be able to pick him out of a crowd of gray tabbies. But this is definitely him. Then that night is when I lost everything that I had been working on the second week of the Every Bit Counts challenge. So it was a crappy night. This is 2 days post-surgery, and they are completely fine playing around with each other. I'm so glad to have the correct cats. I hope this never happens to anybody. I didn't realize how attached I was to these cats until that happened. I don't know, double check your cats before you take them home from wherever they've been. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe. I upload some Wednesdays and all Sundays, and you can keep watching us grow our farm. Have a good one.